Good evening and welcome to Fliptv News. I'm Christian Chiku. Let's take a look at some of the headlines. Buhari Sanwo-Olu in Lagos to commission project. Heavy shake-up in the PDP, Tambuwal, key officers resign. An IPOB disciple, Simon Ekpa, advised Easterners on Peter Obi. US government agrees to reduce hush puppies sentence. And lastly, on sports, Chelsea appoints new coach after Tuchel sack. Let's take a look at the news in detail. The President Major General Muhammad Buhari, retired, has arrived in Lagos today to inaugurate the 12th Nigerian Navy Games as well as its new sports complex. This is according to a tweet by the presidency on Thursday morning. It read, President Buhari visiting Lagos today to flag up the 12th Nigerian Navy Games and commission the Navy's new sport complex in Navy Town, Ojo. Buhari is expected back in Abuja on the same day. Now we are having a heavy shake-up in the PDP. Key officers are resigning. The People's Democratic Party has now appointed former Senate President Adolphus Wabara as its Board of Trustee chairman. The former lawmaker was named acting chairman Board of Trustee of the party following the resignation of Walid Jibrin. He has also been named the political advisor of the national chairman of the PDP, Dr. Yocha Ayu. Wabara, who was before now the secretary of the PDP BOT, will be appointed to the Presidential Campaign Council of the PDP. As I said, the decision was taken a few moments ago at the ongoing BOT meeting taking place in Abuja. And again, the Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal also has resigned as the chairman of the People's Democratic Party's Governors Forum. His resignation followed that of the chairman of the Board of Trustees of the party, Jibrin Walid, earlier in the day. Walid was immediately replaced in acting capacity by former president of the Senate, Adolphus Wabara. The resignations were at the ongoing meeting of the National Executive Committee of the party in Abuja. On IPOB, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Kanu's self-acclaimed disciple Simon Ekpa, has said that Peter Obi is not contesting the presidential election in Nigeria. Ekpa, the controversial IPOB spokesperson, said the British government was using the presidential candidate of the Labour Party to distract those agitating for Biafra. The Finland-based Biafra agitator also said Nigerians from the southeast should not support Obi in the 2023 presidential election, adding that the former Anambra governor is a betrayer. Ekpa said this via his Twitter page on Wednesday, as he said the momentum for Biafra has increased despite the incarceration of Kanu. He tweeted, Peter Obi is not contesting for election. He was sent by Britain to distract Biafra because they have seen the momentum that the struggle have gathered despite the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Therefore, no true Biafran should support Peter Obi because he's a betrayer. Ekpa argued that the only people supporting Peter Obi 2023 election are Benin people because of their hatred for Biafra and some misguided citizens. Now on hush puppy, prosecutors in the United States have asked a federal judge to sentence Ramon Hush Puppy Abbas to 11 years in prison and 3 years of supervised release for his role in a multinational conspiracy that earned him millions of dollars between 2019 and 2020. According to reporters, American attorneys led by Caldon Shobaki in the U.S. Central District of California, Los Angeles, argued that Hush Puppy should also be asked to pay $1.7 million in restitution and $500,000 in fines and $100 in administrative fees per recommendation submitted ahead of his sentencing on September 21st. The development came more than 2 years after the infamous internet fraud ringleader was arrested in Dubai in June 2020 for driving multiple schemes that targeted victims in Europe and the United States. He pleaded guilty in April 2021 after prosecutors discovered his involvement in a separate conspiracy to defraud a Qatari business person who lost $810 in the process of trying to obtain an elusive loan to set up an international school. The prosecutors argued that their sentencing recommendations were appropriate considering the gravity of Hush Puppy's crimes. The government said one of his co-conspirators Galeb Alomari, was sentenced to 140 years in jail for violating the same set of criminal codes. Mr. Barr's sentencing, the government argued, was reduced because he cooperated with detectives on criminal cases under investigation and prosecution in American courts. Over to sports. Graham Potter has arrived at Chelsea's training ground to replace Thomas Tuchel as their next head coach. Reports have it that Potter is expected to sign a 5-year contract. Tuchel was sacked on Wednesday in the wake of Chelsea's 1-0 loss to Dynamo Zagreb in the Champions League and just 6 games into the new Premier League season. Chelsea owner Todd Boehly met Potter, who has a verbal agreement with the club in central London, on Wednesday afternoon for what were described as positive talks about the Brighton's manager's future role at Stamford Bridge and the club's plans to develop the whole football federation. Those discussions continued early on Thursday morning with a focus on the legal details of his contract and Potter's backroom staff. The 47-year-old arrived at Chelsea Cobham training ground on Thursday afternoon to sign his contract. With that, we've come to the end of the news. On Flip, I'm Christian Chiku. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.